Hello to you beautiful people. My name is Noa Lakshmi and I'm here to elevate humanity for a better world. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you are a returning viewer to my channel, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are finding my videos for the first time, welcome to my channel. Super happy that you found my channel. And yes, we are doing this together, one by one, elevating humanity for a better world. And I use astrology merely as a tool to help us navigate through this experience that we call life. And there's a lot going on in life right now, indeed. So I'm really happy you're tuning in. If you would like to know more about me and the work that I do in the world, then please check out my website, noalakshmi.com. I will talk more about it at the end of the video. But if you're curious and don't really want to watch this video at all, check out my website, noalakshmi.com. Would love to hear from you. And now we're just going to dive in, because there's definitely a lot to cover. As if you've been following me in my videos, then I've been saying this for quite some time here, that August there's not a dull moment. There's just not a dull moment, period, for the rest of our lives. But August is a significant one, and we are between eclipses, so there's electricity in the air of some sort that we can all feel, that we are all experiencing, all in each and every one of us in our own unique way. So there's a lot to cover, and especially now that I'm recording these videos once every 2 weeks, there's more to cover. Although I'm going to focus most of this video on the solar eclipse that is coming in less than a week, because it is a very significant event. Although what is taking place right now is preparing us for that. It's kind of like the opening act to some degree, right? And we want to listen and pay attention to the opening act, because it's great just as much as the main show, right? So we'll talk about several things, why what is happening is actually occurring, and how is that setting up the stage for the solar eclipse, what the solar eclipse really represents, and how is that going to take us into the next step, into the next phase, right? So we'll go step by step and see where we're going to find ourselves at the end here. So today is Tuesday, the 15th of August, and that's when I'm recording this video. And today, exactly, let's start with today, because there's some occurrences definitely playing in the cosmos that are worth mentioning. Today and tomorrow, the 16th, what Venus is doing. I want to talk about Venus here for a moment, because I'm going to talk a lot about, the eclipse and the sun and Mars as well. All this Leo energy, all this fire. We're talking about some very pronounced masculine energy, action-oriented, creative force. And then we're looking at Venus. Venus is in Cancer. I talked about this, I believe, a couple of weeks ago when I said Venus is our saving grace to some degree, with all this intensity and this fire that we are feeling within us and around us, and in our relationships as well. Venus in Cancer is reminding us to stay sensitive, to stay connected to our emotional nature, to stay connected to our body, to stay connected to ourselves, to make sure that we take care of ourselves physically and emotionally, and to notice how when we neglect ourselves physically, how that can affect us emotionally, that we are a lot more sensitive if you don't take care of ourselves on the physical level. Let's say if you just deprive yourself of sleep, you don't eat well, you don't rest, you don't exercise enough, all those things start to accumulate, and then it can definitely affect us on the emotional level. When we get to more triggered, we feel more sensitive, and all those things can be felt even more so right now. It's just more heightened. So pay attention, especially with the Mercury in retrograde, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. But I'll just say this now, with Mercury in retrograde in Virgo, you've got to pay attention. It's a very much this inward energy with Mercury in retrograde. It's introspective. It's paying attention to details. With Mercury being in retrograde in Virgo, pay attention to the details of your life. Reevaluating, rethinking, reorganizing, redirecting. What's working and what's not working. And in relation to what I was just talking about with Venus in Cancer, is it working for you not to take care of yourself? Is it working for you to just work around the clock and not rest enough, or not eat well, or to not nurture your relationships? It's felt right now, and it's important. Are you neglecting your relationships? What is working? What is not working? What are the people in your life, connections in your life that are very much asking for your care and nurturing? Maybe more sensitivity to the nature of the connection, and that you want to pay attention to it right now. Our personal connections, the connections that really feed our heart. Okay, because I'm going to get to the heart. This is the heart of the matter. With all this Leo energy, all this Leo party going on, and the solar eclipse in Leo, the fact that it's a second new moon in Leo, 2 new moons in Leo in a row. New moon in Leo that we had on the 23rd of July, and then a month later we have another new moon in August. That is not a coincidence, my friends. That doesn't happen every single year. And why do you think it's happening in the sign of Leo and not in any other sign? That's what astrology is all about. It's the cosmos, it's the universe, it's God talking to us. And it's, okay, what is within us? Because the cosmos is not something out there that is just happening randomly. It's merely a reflection of what's happening individually for us, and then as we come together collectively, okay. And so those are the energies that are being felt, and that are being, the urges that are waking up inside of us, and the cosmos are reflecting that, and we are in a constant dialogue. That was a complete tangent that I went there, coming back to the heart. Okay, so nurturing the connections that really feeds your heart, and that you feed the connections that feel good in your heart, and what is working, what is not working in those relationships, on both sides. Things that you can adjust, and then the other person can adjust, and the things that you can adjust together. I mean, relationships, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And why am I mentioning relationships so much? Venus, what Venus is going through. So yes, she's in Cancer. She has a bit more time there in Cancer. And she's opposing Pluto today. And then tomorrow, she's going to square Jupiter. So we're looking at this T-square, with Venus being very much pressurized by those two giants. Now, it's interesting to call Pluto a giant because energetically, Pluto is a giant. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. It's all about growth and expansion, seeking for the truth, searching, doing the research of what is true. And when it's opposing Venus in that way, it's really searching for what is true in my relationships. Again, what is nurturing here? What needs to be nurtured in order for, Jupiter is in Libra, yeah, in order for expansion to take place, for growth to take place in the direction of more harmony and more beauty. But it's a square, so that just means that it can come up in a form of a challenge that we may experience if it's in our relationships with other people, but also within ourselves, looking at our finances, looking at our projects, things that we want, things that we feel attracted to, what's working, what's not working, what is moving me in the direction of growth and expansion, but is not taking away from my own need to nurture and care for myself. And if something is taking me off that, so that's the Mercury in retrograde coming in Virgo also. Virgo is very much about purification and keeping yourself pure and clean and clear-minded, clear in your mind and clear in your body. So again, this is not a coincidence that Mercury is in retrograde during this time of already very heightened and potent energy, okay? So Venus in this T-square, it's pressurized, and then opposing Pluto today. Pluto represents the underworld, all kind of hidden stuff underneath the surface, what we sometimes refer to as our shadow or our darkness, but it's also the deep desires of the soul on a soul level. When we're looking at our relationships, like what is nurturing on a soul level, not just on the surface. With Venus, things can be on the surface sometimes because it's, it just wants to have fun and do what feels good, which is wonderful. But Pluto comes in to oppose that and brings up the question, presents the question of, on a soul level, the deep desires deep within you, are your relationships, what the things that you are wanting in your life, that you are doing in your life, that you are attracted to in your life, is it really feeding your soul? And is it really moving you forward in the best possible way? So that's a lot of pressure to feel, you guys, right? And especially when it comes to our relationships and our relationship dynamics, there's some things that may present themselves in the next couple of days, And I really want to invite you and encourage you to ride those waves with as much as grace, ease, and harmony as possible. Now, how do we do that? That's Venus in Cancer reminding us to be sensitive. Be sensitive in your relationships. Don't, it's very easy right now to jump too quickly into, but I want this, and the ego desires. Mars is in Leo, so there's a lot of fire there. I want what I want. My kingdom is my kingdom, and this is how it's going to be. That's a good attitude sometimes, but right now, with what's occurring, using more sensitivity in your relationships, that's what I would recommend, okay? Be sensitive, first of all, to your own needs. Again, always remember to care for yourself by being true to yourself, by checking in with yourself. Well, what do I want? What's truly feeding me? What's truly is nurturing to me? And then have a dialogue with another person, whoever the person is. It's your lover, your partner, your friend, your parent, your child, all of our personal relationships right now. Be sensitive to one another, starting by being sensitive to yourself and taking care of yourself, and then bring it up to the other person. So just go about your relationship right now with extra sensitivity, I would say. Be open to receive the other person and allow yourself to be received by the other person by truly expressing yourself mindfully. Again, so the Mercury in retrograde is the slowing down that we want to pay attention to. Communicating, when you are communicating with somebody right now and exchanging information, don't rush. No need to, don't speak too quickly. This is not the time to be impulsive, but to really take your time when you are exchanging information, when you are expressing yourself, when you are explaining yourself. Again, looking at the details and be meticulous and not to get overly heady about it, because it can happen with Mercury in retrograde in Virgo. It's not about getting too heady about things and what you want to express, but just to be clear and to communicate with that kind of clarity, kind of refinement. So sometimes we just need to slow down and then refine what it is that we feel and then convey that in a way that brings more harmony and peace into your relationships. So all of that, setting up the stage with Venus going through such pressure here for the next couple of days. Mercury is in retrograde in Virgo. It went retrograde a few days ago. All these energies, it's a very interesting time because the Leo that is so dominant right now, and with the eclipses, the energy is very intense, and we are feeling, and we're just coming out of the square between Pluto and Jupiter, the compelling urges to grow and to expand and to dig deep and to transform, and we're creating so much, and there's so much forward movement and a lot of changes that I know for myself and people that I've been talking to and clients and readings, so many changes internally and externally. It's like, whoa, wait a second. It's so easy to get lost. And like I mentioned earlier, forget about yourself and not care for yourself. And it's important right now to find the balance. Find the balance between the external pressures to caring for yourself, caring for your loved ones, still maintaining cohesive and harmonious life for yourself in your home, within yourself, that you don't get too pulled into so many directions, because there is this compelling urge to move forward and to expand, which is wonderful. So the invitation is just to find the balance by slowing down and by really listening to your intuition and to your inner self speaking to you, which is through your body. If you feel tired, if you need to slow down, if you need to rest, if you need to go and take a walk, if you need to take a day off for one day, it's okay. The to-do list can wait. Trust me, I'm really speaking here from my own personal experience in the last few days, where I've been giving myself the permission. The to-do list I have is very long right now. I just published my book last week. So there's a lot. And in the last couple of days, I gave myself the permission to put that aside and really nurture myself and nurture my relationships and those that are close to me. And by really rethinking and reevaluating what is really important. What is really important in this now moment? Not to say that the to-do list is not important. What is feeding me right now that will help me actually to tackle the to-do list and whatnot? So that's my invitation for you. Check in with your heart, check in with your body, check in with yourself intuitively, what feels right. Not to be completely neglecting your responsibilities. Again, it's all a matter of balance, but so many of us have been living in a very masculine way, drive and push, and it's just about the to-do list. And you know what? Your intuition, if you need to rest, if you feel that right now it's better to take a nap than to write an email, take a nap, okay? Whatever it may be. But it's important because we need to fill up the cup right now. Things are not slowing down. Bigger, stronger energies are coming in. It's a bigger waves that we're about to surf. You want to be filled and that your battery is fully charged. So fill up your battery, charged it up. And here we are. So a week away from the eclipse that is occurring on the 21st, next Monday. A very big event here in the United States. Astronomically speaking, not even astrologically speaking, the fact that it's a visible eclipse in North America, and we haven't had a visible full solar eclipse in a very, very long time. If I'm remembering correctly here, I think this is the last eclipse full solar eclipse that we'll be able to see in North America. I might be wrong on that though, on that one. So, but nevertheless, there's some places in the United States where it will be fully visible, and that is quite the event to actually watch. I'm going to be there in Oregon watching it, so I'm really excited. So that alone is something beautiful to celebrate. And then astrologically speaking, energetically, this solar eclipse, every eclipse is a portal. It activates us in a certain way. So going back to being at the second new moon in Leo, because it's a solar eclipse, is a new moon. Both the sun and the moon are going to be in Leo. Mars is not far behind the new moon, the sun and the moon. And then the eclipse itself, this new moon, is occurring right on the north node of the moon. And that is very significant. We had the lunar eclipse a little bit over a week ago, and it was on the south node of the moon. So the lunar eclipse illuminated, the light of that lunar eclipse illuminated so much of what we were releasing, or what it is that we needed to release. What was it that we needed to disconnect from, to detach ourselves from, to take a step back from maybe too much of emotional investment into something that we needed to pull away and take a step back just disconnect and release. So the lunar eclipse brought a lot of that energy in, the releasing, the letting go, the disconnecting from, moving away from the past. That's a south node energy and element, and the solar eclipse occurring right on the north node, and it's a new moon as well, so there's a lot of newness in the air, moving forward, looking at your destiny. And nothing is set in stone. Is the question to ask yourself is, well, where are you going? Where is it that you want to go? What is it that you want to do that really makes you happy? That is really rooted in your heart, not what you're supposed to do or should do, what other people are telling you to do, because that's the releasing that was invited with the lunar eclipse in Aquarius on the south node of the moon. Forget about what other people are saying. Stop being in your head about what you think you should be, do, or have, and live from your heart. Have the courage to live from your heart. Have the courage to bring your authentic expression forward for the world to see without worrying what other people are going to say or think about you. This is an invitation to open our hearts. The second new moon in Leo in a row, on the north node of the moon, this eclipse. Mars is in Leo, all this Leo energy, courage and confidence in your own light, in your own truth, in your own self, and loving yourself for who you are, and having the confidence and the audacity to just own your own domain, like a king would do, like a queen will do. I've been talking about that so much because it's important. It is so important right now that each and every one of us has the confidence to live truly, to follow our own authentic truth, our own authentic expression, and to not be afraid to show who you really are. And this eclipse is such an activation. It's such a portal to walk through, to enter, and to take your life in this creative way, to really grab the creativity that lives inside of you. And where does it live? It lives in your heart. Your creativity doesn't live in your head. You can tie the two, because when we have the creativity in our heart and then we bring, our head into it, like, okay, this is what I need to do to express my creativity, perhaps, that's great. We need the two. But the creativity itself, the source of your creativity, it's in your heart, it's your intuition, it's just what feels right, what is flowing through you. That's your expression. You don't need to think about it, and you definitely don't need to worry about what other people think about it. And that is the solar eclipse. That is the explosion. And Mars over there, it's so fun to see it in the chart where you've got the sun and the moon together and not far from the north node, and then Mars is right there in the back, kind of like the guardian of the pack, in the back, making sure that all is well. It's like the guardian. That's how I see Mars in Leo here in this lineup. The guardian of our own heart, the guardian of our own light, the force within us that gives us the drive and the power to see ourselves and to show ourselves, our true authentic self, to show that. No fake expressions, no fakeness. The truth of who you are, fully and completely, and the confidence that you can draw from that. So it's a very powerful new moon with opportunities and the potential to expand yourself in new ways and in ways that bring you joy. That's the most important thing. Joy and happiness, to live like a child, to have the curiosity of a child, to see life in a new way, to have that wonder. Oh my goodness, what kind of a surprise life is going to present to me today? And to be open, that's the open heart to receive. Sometimes the surprise might not be so great, unicorns and rainbows, but can you open your heart? Can you open your heart and allow life to carry you? Allow yourself to receive all the gifts that life has for you. Be open in your mind and live like a child with that curiosity, with a playfulness, and enjoy. Enjoy life, enjoy yourself, and everything that is unfolding. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It is. And, the following day, the sun is going to go into Virgo. And that's gonna change a few things, and we're gonna start to ground a little bit more and integrate so much of what is occurring right now here in the month of August. So we're gonna finish the month of August with a little bit more grounding energy and a little bit more of integration. Saturn is gonna go direct on the 25th, and that's a big moment too that we are starting to close the month with Saturn going direct. A lot of manifestations, a lot of bringing things into form, everything that you are creating now, things that you're moving forward, all those openings that are occurring, the activation of the solar eclipse, the portal that we are entering, Saturn going direct just a few days after the eclipse is this, okay, and now we're moving forward and bringing things into form. And then that same day, Venus is entering Leo. So we're going to have a lot of that fire coming in at the same time as well, for more creativity to be present in our lives. More of that self-love. Leo, Venus and Leo, I'm going to talk about that in my next video, the self-love. Oh my God, into really loving your heart like you've never loved before. And then Mercury in retrograde is going to enter Leo, back into Leo, right at the end of the month on the 31st of August. So I might make a video next week or something, because there is a lot going on in August. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to wait until the full moon. But nevertheless, this is what I have for you for this week, and sending you so much love and so many blessings on this incredible opening and incredible portal of this eclipse. Now, if, like I mentioned earlier, I did release my first book last week, Master Your Life with Love. This is the book right here. You can follow the link down below to get your book on Amazon or on Kindle. This is all about self-love, how to create the best and most extraordinary relationship with yourself and truly upgrade your life from the inside out, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's all in this book. If you're interested. And then if you'd like to work one-on-one with me or do my group program, so much goodness that I'm launching very soon, please contact me, my email address, or visit my website, noalakshmi.com. If you are liking this video or other videos, please subscribe to my channel. Check out the video that I'm putting here with this show that I was a guest on my friend's show, talking about the eclipse a little bit more in depth. Visit their channel and check it out. Super awesome women. And what else? Yeah, like this video, subscribe, send me an email, contact me if you'd like to learn more, get the book, and more than anything else, stay awesome and stay beautiful, because you already are. Sending you tons and tons of love. Enjoy your solar eclipse. Say yes to your heart, say yes to yourself, have the courage, live like a king, live like a queen, because you are one. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Sat Nam.